What's up, y'all? I was about to leave the house, but I wanted to make a video real quick about lying and why you shouldn't lie. Alright. A lot of times we think when people lie, it's because they're just a bad person or whatever. Um, but, and sometimes that's the case. But most of the time, people lie because they live in a state of fear, and so they're scared if they tell the truth, it will negatively affect their life um, in a certain way. They won't be able to get what they want. They'll get in trouble. It's like when you're a kid. Most of the time, you lie because you're scared of getting in trouble. You're scared of the pain. We want to avoid pain and discomfort and things. So we lie as a way of, I won't have to deal with the uncomfortable, feelings or the consequences. And so we lie to protect ourselves a lot of times. Usually it's a protection mechanism for people to protect themselves. And the problem is when you're when you do things out of a place of fear, you know, it's usually anything action you take out of fear is usually there's it's you're gonna get fucked over. And so lying is it's a fear-based action. You know what I mean? And so you're eventually gonna get screwed over, and it's gonna be a lot worse than usually if you would have told the truth. You know what I mean? So, and that's what people don't realize. They think they're going to get away with something, but you know, things come to light. You know what I mean? Like the universe is conscious, so you're going to get. It's all energy, and so you put out that negative energy of lying, you're going to get exposed eventually, or you're not gonna be happy. You're gonna be paranoid because you know what I mean. You're holding on to that fearful energy, and so that's why you should try to tell the truth um, as much possible. Now, sometimes if you're dealing with kind of like other dark, like if you're dealing with a dark person, what I'm saying, you're dealing with the police or something like that, then maybe you can make an exception, because they're not going to play the game fair, you know what I mean? But, you know what I mean? And I don't, but most, most of the time, you got to tell the truth, you know what I mean? Like sometimes it's like you're dealing with people that you know aren't playing the game fair, and so you are going to get fucked over. But for the large majority of the time, um, you should try to always be honest. And if nothing else, you're going to feel better when you're living a life of honesty, opposed to living a life of manipulation and lying so you'll get your way and using people and you know what I mean, deception. You're dealing with dark energies when you're doing that, and so you can't be surprised if you have a fucked up life. If you know you're always being if you're not being honest with yourself, honest with others. The more you're being deceptive, the more troubled you're gonna be, and the more stuff is gonna backfire. It backfires, and like that comes from experience. Like you know what I mean. Like when I was like an alcoholic, drinking all the time, a lot of times you like I don't feel like I was a crazy liar or nothing like that, but I wasn't as serious about trying to be honest as I am now, and I realized it all come back to me, and it usually comes back way harder You know what I mean? So I realized like when I lied, it was just like I was lying to just like protect myself from certain consequences um, and feelings. But it always backfired. It backfires hard, you know. But people think they can trick reality. They think they can get one over on things, and sometimes, you know, people learn to lie. Um, like I said, as a protective mechanism. So a lot of times, if a person had trauma or maybe they were in a terrible situation as a kid and they learned to lie to get by, and then they carried that into the adulthood, and then they got a rough life because they're always deceiving people. They're just, you know, hurting people and with their lying and all this other stuff, and then they, you know, always me type of mentality. But you got to stop lying because that's you're playing with dark energy, you know. And you know, it's not to make anybody feel guilty about lying or whatever. I'm not one for guilt and shame. It's just about learning and changing your behavior so your life can improve and so you don't hurt people. You know what I mean? It's not about like judging yourself or being hard about yourself. Just being better. You know what I mean? And we all want to have like the best life we can, and you're not going to have that life, you know, if you're living a life of lies. You know what I mean? So everything is going to, your relationships are always going to fall apart. You know, everything's going to fall apart if you're living a life of lies. So, yeah, lies. And so, yeah, I just wanted to make that video about, you know, why you shouldn't lie. Because a lot of people don't understand that. They think they're protecting themselves, they think they're helping themselves, but you're going to fuck everything up. All right, so, yeah, so try to be as honest as you can. And, you know, like I say, I'm not, you know, it's just something I tell myself. You know what I'm saying? Anything I make in these YouTube videos, they're things I tell myself, you know, so, you know, I'm always trying to be truthful, even if I know I might take a L from being truthful. I feel like honesty is the best policies, unless you're dealing with some like, you know, corrupt motherfuckers, like really corrupt motherfuckers. But for the most part, you know, be honest. All right, peace, y'all.